I
What are
don't
you
know
doing?
the microwave. I'm getting some coffee for the Ketone Kafe.
Ketone Cafe number 12. Can you believe it? It's I get excited from week to week and cannot believe that, you know, we're still on this journey, and it's just the beginning. But still, 3 months is I think a really big milestone.
But the nice thing about it was I came from the fashion industry. My ego was very big. Maybe no one will tell me it still is. But anyway, I was in the fashion industry, ladies wear industry. And it was very important to me to always feel good, look good. Compliments, you know, my ego was big. I was quite profile in the industry in Toronto. And then all of a sudden I get older, and all of a sudden I'm not getting compliments anymore. And I sort of wondered, is that going to happen again in my life? Am I ever going to get compliments?
Oh, I can only come to the Ketone Cafe to hear lovely things about myself. What a treat that is. You know, and that's from the invisible man. You know, the older you get, the more invisible you become in the world, and people don't realize that you're actually got some information to share.
When Norman told me about ketones, I said, oh, yeah. What? This is another one of your, you know, ideas. And, but when he explained to me the potential benefits, then I decided I trust Norman. He's been a friend of mine, and he wouldn't lie to me. This is not a multi-level marketing thing. He's obviously was getting benefits from it. So I thought I'd give it a try. I'm not sure how long I've been doing this now. It feels like 2 months, I think it is. I'm not sure. But the reason I got involved was psychologically, I wanted to lose weight because my weight was climbing. When Norman introduced me to the ketones, you know, there's ketosis, keto diets and so on. And what's, you know, I said, oh yeah, very skeptical about it. But what happened was, here I am 2 months later, and I've lost 10 pounds in weight, which wasn't the intention. Maybe inside it was the intention.
What the Ketone Cafe is about. At the end of the day, it's all of us supporting each other with our stories, you know, because that is where the motivation comes from. So, yeah, over to you. Yeah, take the hot seat.
But after working together with Norman and the group and listening to all the wonderful things that are happening to people because of taking, you know, ketones, all of a sudden I'm finding that I went to my granddaughter, who I went to an evening, and everybody's looking at me and saying, hey, you're really looking great, Mike. Have you lost weight? So nobody had said anything. Nobody had even noticed before any changes. And so I feel really good about the fact that I'm on the ketones. I didn't go on ketones specifically to lose weight, but now I'm really happy that I did because I lost weight. And also I'm motivated a lot in other ways. I find that this group is definitely motivational because you hear all the wonderful things that are happening to everybody else through taking the ketones. And I find that motivating just as much as losing the weight. I just find the information sharing is just fabulous. So I'm in it for the long haul.
I started on the 12th of June. So this is, I think, the 12th of August. And what I realized is that it truly is, once you get the mindset that the objective here is just to feel better.
Okay, so 5 years ago, I don't know if Mitch is on here or not, but not today. So 5 years ago, Mitch sent us a couple of sachets that landed on our kitchen counter, 8:30 in the morning, ready to brew the first of my four pots of coffee before noon. And those of you that live in Canada know what a Timmy's is. So equivalent to an extra large Timmy times 4 was my, let's call it breakfast / wake up juice. And so Diane says, oh, well, Mitch said, drink it over half an hour, and we're supposed to call him when it's done. So we both worked from home. I was working downstairs in the kitchen, and Diane was upstairs in her office. And I left my coffee aside. I thought, okay, I'm going to do a controlled experiment and not mix the caffeine in with whatever this powder was. So first thing I noticed was it tasted delicious. And I sipped it over, say, 15, 20 minutes. Then, before I knew it, I just felt like a windshield wiper going over my brain. I was, I was working on some spreadsheet, and I was able to really, really focus. Again, unusual for me before I finished my first extra large Timmy's. And it persisted. I thought, you know what? This feels like, I think this is the way I'm supposed to be feeling.
Look around, I see faces here that I'm beginning to recognize. And I tell you, Deborah, you look amazing. I mean, you're glowing there. You just got a glow on that just is so fabulous. And, I've already told Michael how great he is for 20 years, and he's looking even better than great.
And so sharing this with everybody, I think, is really, really important. And just like you said, every single person has got a different story, a different stage. Some are taking longer, some are having it quicker, and that's okay.
My performance, my weight, my energy, my sleeping, my everything has gone up in value and in performance. So I've got a big sign that says, sugar-free. What a trip that is.
Got another interesting story to share with, I live in my condo right across the street from where I live is a bakery. And I always go into that bakery, and they have a special cookie that I cannot go into this bakery without leaving and eating the whole thing when I get home. And I've been doing that for the longest time. Last week, I went into the bakery to just get for my wife, some tuna and a bagel. And I didn't buy this special cookie that I've bought for over a year and a half. And all I was scared about was that the sales lady would have reminded me that this is the first time I've been into the bakery and not bought this cookie. And in fact, I'm glad she didn't put me to test, because I'm not sure if I had willpower not to buy it, but I actually walked out without the craving for this particular cookie. And also I've cut back on my chocolates, which I used to love chocolate as well. So I've noticed, other than losing the weight, and I don't know if I'm losing the weight because I'm not eating the cookies and the chocolates anymore, but the fact is the desire has gone away. So I have to put that down to the ketones, because there's nothing else to stop me before. So.
One of the things that I've noticed, and I've done it myself, is that people explain things away too much. Just notice what's going on. Just take it, and like a little kid, who doesn't question everything, just notices, is this happening? Just let it happen. Instead of, as adults, we're always like, well, it must be because of this. Well, it must be because of this, and it's not this really, and it's not that. Let it go and just notice if something happens, and when it happens, and what happens.
Well, my grandkids want to know about what I'm doing to change.
Yeah.
Saying, what are you doing? They're asking me, because I obviously look different because I've lost weight.
Yeah.
Maybe I've got a different attitude, but the fact is they're younger, and they want me to explain what am I doing. And now it gives me the opportunity, because it's being recognized, to talk about why I've made the changes.
I love that, because I can't imagine if I had ketones in me when I was a teenager, or 20 or 30 or even 40. Honestly, the changes in me in 3.5 years, I can't imagine years and years and years of having them. I mean, I look forward to it. And they say, our experts say the more that we drink ketones, the more and better they work for us. So us not sharing that with any age group, knowing that everyone has ketones in their body right now, just not at a level that they're really benefiting from, is a disservice. Me not opening my mouth is a disservice. That's me making the decision that people don't want that. And if Diane or everybody through the lineage of how I got ketones, if one of them had said no, where would I be today? So I take it upon myself, and I know Dob and everybody does. This is a big deal to me. I don't take sharing ketones lightly, at all. And but I have to add with that, it's really nice getting free product.
Hey, hi everybody. So my experience so far is that when I first started, I took a sachet and was drinking it in the evening with 700 ml, and it was, first of all, too much for me, and secondly, I really couldn't handle the taste. It was too sweet. Anyway, I changed it up last week and I started doing it in the morning, a full sachet in 1,000 ml of water, and it very big difference. So when I used to walk into the office, the first thing I did was get a coffee. Since Friday, I haven't had a single coffee at the office yet.
It's really nice not paying for your ketones. And Dob and I and a couple other ladies had this talk yesterday about sharing versus feeling like you're selling. And Dob, I would love for you to share your restaurant story, so people can see that free product is available to all of us by sharing with 2 of your friends or family members and incorporating us, me, Dob, Diane, whoever it is for you, we match the hatch sort of thing into the conversation, so we can share our passion, our excitement, and the education that goes along with it. And I know a lot of people feel like, well, no, I feel like I'm selling, and well, you know what, that's kind of your stuff to get over. And Dob's story, I think, will put it in a really great perspective, because it even made my mind go yesterday. So Dob, if you wouldn't mind sharing that.
It's very unusual in certain respects that the company would give away free product. So the first thing that people jump on, and I was kind of there a wee bit myself, not a lot, but a little bit at the beginning, thinking, okay, so this is just another multi-level marketing thing, and anyone that's been around and dealt with that have probably got their fingers burnt here or there, and so that is the kind of natural reaction you get when you talk about, okay, so you can buy ketones, you can get ketones with quite a good reduction of 22% or so, or you can get them free. And wait a minute, does that mean I have to sell it? And I don't want to start selling, and then stock and all this kind of thing. So it's not like that at all. So I thought, how else is it possible to explain this without turning everybody into a salesperson, right? Because I personally don't want to be a salesperson, not very good at sales, and don't enjoy it particularly much.
I went shopping before I came home today, and I was literally walking past looking for a biscuit. I just wanted a biscuit. Couldn't see anything I fancied, and I walked away without buying any at all. Honestly, honest to God. I ended up with fruit and vegetables mostly in my trolley. And it's just, I've done that before, where I've walked into one of the supermarkets and walked through the cream cakes, not interested, and I don't buy it. And this is exactly the same again. There's definitely cravings are definitely different and definitely not there anymore, not as much as they used to.
Anyway, we're having this conversation last night, and this person says, look, I would really love to have my ketones for free, who wouldn't? But I don't want to do all this marketing selling stuff. Right, I'm really quite against it. So I said, right, that's perfectly understandable. And I said, but where is it that you live? Which town do you live in? So they told me their town. So I said, you know what? Next week, if I can, I might be visiting your town. Is there any good restaurants that you know? And she says, oh yeah, there's a good fish restaurant. She gave me the name of the fish restaurant. So I said, you've just referred me to that restaurant. Now, what would happen if I went to that restaurant and told them that you referred me there, and they said to you, you know what? Every time a couple of your friends come to this restaurant, we're going to give you a free meal. Would you like that? And she would say, yeah. And I said to her, would you think you were selling something? She goes, no, because all I'm doing is referring to a restaurant that I like. So I said, well, that is it. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about selling. We're just talking about somebody that says, Michael, you look amazing. Fantastic. Well, where's all that coming from? And you say, well, I'm drinking ketones. And they'll say, well, what's this ketones business? And you'll say is, well, I'll refer you to Norman, or I'll refer you to Dov, or I'll refer you to Sheila, and she'll let you know all about it. That to me is not selling. That to me is referring and helping people, because that's what we do as human beings. There is no human being in the history of the world that's not told stories of their experiences, right? That's what we used to do around the campfire. And I think that's why one of the famous videos of Prove It is a campfire, because that's how we are as human beings. Oh, you know what? I went my holiday to Mauritius last year. I really recommend it. Boom, you've just referred it. Everybody wants to hear referrals, right? That's it. It's not about selling, it's about referring, and referring is what we all want from each other. That's why Facebook is full of groups telling you where do you want to go. That's why everybody is all about, well, where have you been? What do you do? Oh, you've got, these kind of shoes. Where did you buy those shoes? Well, I buy them in this shop. Oh, got a great price. Wonderful. Done. Referrals. No, we're all doing that. So this is no different. It's not about selling, it's about referring and just saying, you know what? And a company that rewards you and says, you know what? Here's some free product. As long as you're referring and telling people, because that's what we all want, right? We'll give you some free product. And lo and behold, they stick exactly, talking about trust, they stick exactly to their word, right?
So, true story. Probably about a year or two into this, I kept saying, "Oh, wouldn't it be cool if we had all of Canada on free ketones? If they had some type of a customer referral program." I swear to God, in a couple of months, they actually had that program. The one that we're all enjoying right now, just came into being. I'm like, oh wow, that's amazing. So more and more people got to experience it. For free. And I love that story about the restaurant and referring. That is absolutely spot on.
Already.
So to respect everybody's time, and we've got the doctor coming up at the top of the hour. So as Diane pointed out, Ketone Kafe number 12 on the 12th. Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you all next week. Wonderful.
Okay.
Be well,
Take care.
everybody.
Bye. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Joyce. Thanks for coming.
Wonderful. Excellent.
I got to share something with you. I've been cleaning stuff out. I just need to, get rid of extra stuff. And as I was going through my cupboards in the kitchen, I found 5 packages of our original Formula Max.
Oh, wow.
In grape flavor.
Now,
what I'm getting to in sharing this is, yes, they've expired and I'm still going to drink them because they're grape and delicious. But once you start on ketones and you live with somebody else who drinks ketones too, you start hiding them. That's why they've expired, because I hid them in the cupboard so Mike wouldn't drink them.
And then forgot about them and now just come across them.
So how are you? You look fabulous. It looks like the wheel has all the colors in it now.
Right. So I'm thinking that the wheel will be used like this. Once we get people to invite people in, so we get to, let's say, 50. When we get to 50, we will spin the wheel. Now, when we spin the wheel, everybody who's in that night will be entered into the competition. And we'll do a random pick. And then the winner will we'll spin the wheel. It could be a full pack of ketones, t-shirt, tokens, all that kind of stuff. We'll have it all ready, but we have to get as a group to 50 in order to spin the wheel.
Perfect. I love it.
You like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it means we're all kind of being part of it. But we don't spin the
Exactly.
wheel until we get 50.
Good.
That will be our
Good.
target.
Good. That'll be next week.
Hopefully.
I imagine it to be. So it will be.